Hey everyone, the numbers are in for Treasure Island in Panama City Beach for February 2022. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm smiling a little bit because I see it's 2:18 p.m. on March the 3rd, and I'm just a few minutes away from my Starbucks coffee because this is the 13th one of these I've done to try to give people updates on what's happening in the market. So for you guys, what I'm going to do is go through, I want to show you some things that are happening in the overall condo market right now, just how intense it is. I don't think a lot of people really understand that. They've heard it's hot, but I want to show you something that's pretty incredible. From there, also, I want to show you specific pricing in Treasure Island, and then I want to go into some strategies um, and talk about some mistakes I'm seeing in the market right now where people are leaving too much money on the table when they're selling. Frankly, and I'm going to give you some examples of in one case where we helped someone get sell for $65,000 over the last very recent sale on a condo project. So just trying to help you guys out, understand what's happening. Real quick, the market is very, very intense. You may have heard of that. There are very few condos available to buy. If you're a buyer right now and you're motivated to buy, think about the mindset of a buyer for a second. There are not many choices, and you're going to see in a minute just how few. But it's also beach season. You're coming into beach season. You're going to buy this condo. You want to use it. You want to take your family down to the beach. You want to rent it out right away. All those things are very real motivations we see every year. Now spin into it. What's going on in this? This is going to be the first year in a long time, or the travel season this summer is expected to be really incredible. So people are buying into the market for that. A lot of different motivated buyers in this market. So if that's the case, then a lot of this is what's driving pricing, right? If you look at this first chart, the first column, from we're 56, 50, 49, 52% fewer condos available for sale right now than there were this time last year. Last year was already a tight inventory, tight supply situation. We now have half as many. And to put real numbers to that, just look at how intense this is. This was mind-blowing to me when I looked at it this morning. Look at this number right here. There's 70 condos available for sale today in the newer buildings, but look at this number right here. 52 of those units are in the shores of Panama. So if you're a buyer right now and you don't want to buy in the shores of Panama, there are 18 choices in buildings that were built since 2006. That encompasses efficiencies, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and some 4 bedrooms that we have. Units close to Pier Park, not close to Pier Park, heated pool, not heated pool, indoor pool, not indoor pool, high floor, low floor, all the different reasons people decide what condo they like. There are only 18 choices, period, across the market. I can't stress enough. We can't show. We have very few things to show people. So it's not surprising to hear when something comes up for sale, it has 8 or 10 offers or more very quickly. Let's look at Treasure Island specifically. And this is only from February. Organize this by price. So unit 2311, we actually helped the buyer on this one close for $580,000. And when you look through this, it's looking really good right now because you had a closing at $585,000, a unit at $590,000. They're asking is $590. It's under contract, and there's one at $625 asking, and that's under contract. There's a unit at $719 asking, and it's under contract. Look at that spread. I mean, it's really incredibly intense from 1 month of February, the price difference. And let me show you why this is happening. And the people who are pricing up, I think, are doing a good job in this case. Real estate agents, in the real estate school, the few hours of real estate school that we take when we're first licensed, we're given very little education about how to value property. Just a couple hours, and it goes something like this. Take the last 6 months of comparable sales, try to find something that compares to what you're comparing it to. Condos, it's a little easier because the floor plans are all the same. And get the average of that. And that's about your price, maybe a little higher if the market's hot, because the appraised values are going to come in here somewhere. And an average agent or an inexperienced agent will tell a seller, hey, all the recent sales are at X. We can only price to here because of the appraisal. Here's a situation I ran into just a week or two ago. I was asked to evaluate a one bedroom over at Calypso. Recent sales were these four right here: 450, 455, 460, and 460. 450 to 460. An appraiser probably would appraise that in the range somewhere, probably on the high side because they know what's happening in the market. So 460. So plenty of agents would say, wow, let's press the market at 465 or 469. Ooh, let's go crazy, 475, or maybe even 479. You know, those are big numbers, really. $15,000 or $20,000 more than the top of the recent market is a big deal. Some sellers, a lot of people are thinking about doing this themselves and might share something in a Facebook group or in an owner group and might go, if I could get the top price and not pay an agent, or if I could get the top price, if I could get $10,000 more and not pay an agent, man, I'm killing it. That'd be great. The short version, we did that one for $525,000, $65,000 more than the top of the market from just within the last 60 days. That's the intensity of what's happening right now. And that's what I contend is being missed by most agents right now and most sellers. I'll tell you a couple more stories. We have one under contract at 1.3 million where the recent sale was 900. We have one at 539. The recent sale was 500. We have one closed at $1,020,000. Recent sale was 900. Those are huge spreads. And you would never traditionally price any of those at the number that was you would always price closer to where those lower numbers were, or maybe just a little bit above. There's massive opportunity right now when a buyer who's motivated because it's beach season and all these other things that we're talking about has zero choice. People are paying, and I've had more conversations this year. I've said this like 13 times today now. I've had more conversations with people from Iowa, Seattle, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New York than I ever have in the past. I've been selling condos for 19 years, and it was always Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. That was our buyer. That we were a drive-to destination, and that was what we were that's where most of our buyers came from. It's not like that anymore. We're showing up in Forbes magazines. We're showing up in Wall Street Journal. We're all of that stuff. And if you're not aware of that and in tune with what's happening right now in the market, you're missing out and you're leaving money on the table. So what I've been saying in some of these other videos, the way to accomplish that, there's a few things that have to happen. You have to understand what's possible in pricing. You have to look at your competition. You have to understand that there's very little supply. You have to have great marketing, first of all. Most people, however they get exposed to a property for sale, they're probably looking at it online. You have to have amazing photography, great editing, amazing videos explaining the unit and the building and the area around it. We're doing all that. You have to now take that message and package it up. And not that there's anything wrong with posting to like one Facebook group of 1,000 people or an owner group of a couple hundred people. I think those are all important and very good things to have happen. We do plenty of that. But you also have to take that message of the stellar marketing of showing how good something is and really get it out in digital marketing, internet marketing, which is email marketing to big databases. Our company did $2.1 billion in sales last year. We have a big database. YouTube videos, social media marketing, Google ads, internet ads, social media ads, retargeting ads. With those kind of things, and I have reports, if anybody, I should have been showing this in these videos today. Maybe I'll do that. You can reach tens of thousands of people now with your message. And nothing wrong with, hey, one agent or 50 people in an owner's group, hey, I got a unit for sale. Ooh, I got somebody. It's not very challenging right now to get a buyer to make an offer. There are plenty of them out there. The challenge is to push the price and put paperwork together that will get you to closing at that price. If you're selling for $600 and the last sale was $550, you can't accept an offer that's contingent on financing. You have to put things in place when you're negotiating as a seller that will not only secure the price, the contract price, but commit the buyer to that. The buyer is going to be invested in the process there's certain things you can do to make sure that if you're going to agree to all this, that it's going to get to closing. We don't know what the world's going to look like in September, October. What I think will happen is we will be pretty steady, this kind of activity through probably early, mid, end of May. June, July, and August, things generally start to slow down a little bit because it's hard. It's hard for people to get in and see units. We already have so few things for sale, but everything's rented. People are on vacation generally. They're doing a little less business. And so sales volume slumps a little bit. We still sell some condos, but not as many. And then those same buyers come back around in August, September, October. What happens this year in August, September, October? Are buyers still as excited and motivated? They're generally a little more patient in the off season than they are right now. What's the world look like? What's the economy look like in August, September, October? So all those things will affect the market, will affect volume, which at some point will affect pricing. So I hope this helps you guys. We're doing, I get a lot of email just with the nature of my work. So I really hate to send out tons of email. I like to give you guys one video a month to give you my assessment of things. We do one email per week on Friday morning. The Friday morning coffee is just a very basic thing to give you kind of an overview of what's happening. And then from there, so many of these other messages we're putting out on social media and YouTube. I'm not naturally a social media guy, but we can get our messaging out faster and get you more information there for people who want it. I don't want to inundate people with stuff they don't want. So we're very active on our posts and our stories recently. And on the YouTube video, we're putting property walkthroughs. You can see our videos, the kind of things we're doing. These kind of market updates will live there. We'll leave the most recent month in place for you. And then also we'll have some tips and things to help you and even friends and family across the country as they're getting into real estate deals, what to think about when you're buying, what to think about when you're selling, what to think about when you're negotiating contracts. So all that stuff is already there in some regard. We're going to have more of that throughout the year. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and we'll continue to try to give you good, relevant, honest information about what's happening. So hope you guys found this helpful. If you're still watching 12 and a half minutes later, bless you. Stay safe, be well. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We'll see you next month.